A lot of people are confused about um, the way you can make money uh, in this life, right? A lot of people, because they don't know much, they think that money is actually only made when you take your time, go exchange it for for somebody else's money. We call that a job, right? A lot of money thinks that because you don't have a job, you necessarily what they call it a bum. They call you a bum because you don't have a job. Not knowing that the bum you're talking about is actually making more money in other way than the job. The job is only actually according to, and now I'm gonna talk to like my personal experience, right? I just lost a job, right? And I heard people calling me a bum because I don't have a job, right? I just lost a job and all of a sudden I'm a bum, right? Not knowing that if really I was a bum, which is I don't really actually know the whole definition, but to me, a bum means you cannot take care of your people, right? You cannot take care of the responsibility you take on, you have, right? To me, that's what I would say a bum is, because if that's not what a bum is, well, I don't care, you know? So if it's about taking responsibility about things I gotta attend and bills I gotta pay, you feel me? You got then to you gotta start look at what I actually, you gotta look at what I actually pay and what I actually do, you know? And you have to wonder, how come I can pay all this without having a job? Because I'm still paying. Nobody is helping me paying for nothing. I'm still paying. How? Without a job? Oh, maybe because I got investment. Maybe because I know business. Maybe because I learn every day, you know, on how to manage money better, on how to buy asset over liability, on how to make thousands of dollars as soon as the market opens. Right? So, you know, we have to understand that it's not the job for a businessman is like a partner who invest in your business. So the money that I'm getting out of work, you can ask anybody who knows what I do with my money. They will tell you, Noah, make sure that he put his money in his investment, in his business, on a constant basis. You feel me? So, so you cannot say, oh, he's a bum because he doesn't have a job. The job comes and goes. Business fails. Okay? My business is making, we can say, thousands of dollars a day without my operation. Right? Wake up, $1,000 up. Sometimes it says $1,000 down too, but it says more $1,000 up. There it says $1,000 down because I have long term, I have short term, I have real estate, I have you know, I have royalties, right? Because I write books. I sell their books, it goes go up or down.
This is Netflix Security, monitoring and reporting all activity at this location, listed by audio and video. The security check taking up to every of
People who
any
call you
others
bums
to
without looking at your financial statements, they're making a big mistake. You know? And technically, if you're only making money to a job, you are not able, it's not possible for you to actually get ahead in life. Because you have one stream of income, but you have multiple stream of outcome, like expense. How you actually able to pay for everything with just one stream of income? And that stream of income, regardless of what it is still limited, because you can get fired tomorrow. You cap, you ain't getting no more money. You know. So you gotta be careful before calling somebody a bum when you don't know. Card. You know, financial statements. How much this person's asset does he own? You know, you can actually calculate the net worth of a person, not by looking at how much that person get paid at the job, but by looking at the ownership of that person over things that they have. So if you own a building or you own a business, well, your net worth is allocated to the cash flow, right? To the residual income that asset generates, right? So, but if you own a car that you don't rent, but that you just only drive, so your net worth is negative because the car makes you spend money over and over. So we have to stop looking at somebody's, you have to stop looking at somebody's. Now it's karma. You have to stop looking at somebody's job and be like, oh, he's just a Instacart shopper, or he's just an Uber driver, he's just a McDonald's cook, and be like, so he's a bum. You gotta stop doing that. Or he doesn't have a job, so he's a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the money that I made in my life didn't come from the job, right? There's a day I went to Florida on vacation for a week, right? And I made $2,000, right? I made $2,000 while on vacation because I had money in the stock market, right? So, and I'm not saying that people don't know that, but people, I'm not doing this video to like address anybody or whatever. Who I'm addressing in this video? The people who look at the banking statements, look at the job like the only way for them to make money. And I want to tell them this is not the case. If you want to make money, you have to not go look for one job and a second and a third. You have to start studying business. You have to start studying money. You have to start studying what financial statements, financial terms. You're gonna have to start talking and paying your time, with your time, energy, and money, paying people who know more for them to teach you, What is an asset? What is a liability? You know, your money can only do what you tell it to do. So if you broke, it's because you've been telling your money the wrong command. Go buy this phone, new phone. Go buy this new shoe. Go buy this. No, tell your money to go buy assets. Things that put money. And then a lot of people will say, well, I don't have money to go buy assets. Well, you don't know how much an asset costs. The first asset that anybody buys is knowledge. And knowledge, in America at least, you cannot say otherwise. It's free. It's literally free. Most of the things that I've learned like that for either free or really, really cheap. Really cheap price. Right? Audible, $14 a month. Get you access to every book that you can start reading and start learning how to, how to make that money. So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about? YouTube. YouTube is free. So many videos on how to use internet and online platform to make residual income. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you spending your time doing what? Everything else but that. Invest in yourself. Alright? So, job doesn't. Now, I'm not saying don't have a job, because the funny thing is, regardless of anything, you will always have. To me, a job is like a sort of task. It's a task, right? You will always have a job, right? Even a homeless person who's in the street has a job. Gotta wake up, gotta go in the street, start asking for money. That's a job. He does that all the time. There's the repeated task that you do daily. It's a job. That is why a job is not limited to what you do at the office. It's also when you go home, you become a mom. That's a job. Right? So the problem is not the job. The problem is to think that the job, right, is actually defining if you're a bum or not. You know, I make more money than a lot of people that go to work. While I'm not going to work. You know, and because I revised definition, I can say, my definition of work is different from people. I think that to me, work, the real work, is to learn. That's the learn. That's the real work. And going to the office, that's just a side gig. You know what I'm saying? So we have to revise how we see. We have to revise how we see money. You know? Because you don't make millions of dollars by going to work. You know? You don't make billions of dollars by going to work. You know, there's no job that pays enough, that pays for you to just have this job and say, yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire. And I'm not saying you gotta be a billionaire, but there's no job that exists that can, like, promise you financial freedom. You know, a lot of people say, I'm lucky to have the job. No, the job is lucky to have me, because I'm more valuable than the job. So the job is lucky to have me. Some people say, I'm lucky to have money. No. The money is lucky to have me. So, study more, man. And stop giving, too much of your time for somebody else's money that you have to pay tax on. Come on, bro. Let's get it. Jelly in the building.